Yo, what's up? What's up? So, I'm definitely a little bit late on this topic of Hulk Hogan passing away. And I heard it was due to cardiac arrest, which is a health condition that's related to the heart. He looked like he was in great health. It looked like he was in great health. He was off the steroids and stuff like that he took in the past. He really seemed like he was recovering. And rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Prayers go out to his family. Hulk Hogan, man. I know a lot of people didn't like Hulk Hogan. A lot of people very much disliked him. But what he brought to the table in the house that he built, and the ways he paid for wrestlers like, let's say, Kurt Angle, The Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, the list goes on and on. It's actually pretty crazy and insane how much this guy had an impact on wrestling. And you can't take that away from him. Now, you could dislike the guy all you want, but you can't take away his influence. He would say like Hulkamaniacs, Hulk fans, when I was younger too, I used to be a big Hulk Hogan fan. Watching wrestling, man, like he really is a larger than life personality. And he seemed like he was a guy just trying to not give a crap and have fun and shoot. I'm going to come out one way regardless if you like it. If you don't like it, I'm still going to have fun either way. That was the type of guy Hulk Hogan was. And he just didn't care. He didn't care. And I could definitely respect that. That's for sure. Quick research saw that he been wrestling since 1977. That's pretty nice. 1977. I don't even know if wrestling was really popular back in those days. Not as much as it is now. But 1977, which is around about 50 years ago now. So wrestling had already, in terms of WWE wrestling has been around for 60 years. So he had a lot of skin in the game. You can only respect somebody who tries to elevate the environment around them, which Hulk Hogan did himself. All he did was elevate. He elevated the environment around him. My favorite moments of Hulk Hogan is when, he wrestled at, I think it was WrestleMania 18 or 19 with The Rock. I think it was 2002, if I'm not mistaken. And The Rock called out Hulk Hogan. And I think in that match too, Rock also gave Hulk Hogan 3 rock bottoms. 3 rock bottoms. Then it was one time where Hulk Hogan, he stood up and The Rock slapped him. And then Hulk just came at him and boom. That really, moments like that, you never forget. Like, could you imagine being somebody like The Rock, right? You're 17, you're out in those crowds, you're watching this guy perform in the ring while on the bleachers, and you never really think that, let's say, 15 years later, you get to meet this man and stand beside him in the same ring. Now, that's really meeting your heroes. Really meeting your heroes. And I think, I think Hulk Hogan and The Rock, I think it was just to clash the young with the legends, the old with the new. The OG representing Hulk Hogan and The Rock being a kid out of Miami clashing together to make history. And moments like that, we don't really see that often in wrestling anymore. Especially me being a wrestling fan, I always like to go back and watch the old matches. Because if it wasn't for the old matches, that paved the way for new wrestlers to bring on the spotlight, then there simply wouldn't be wrestling. It wouldn't be WWE. I don't even think WWE would be in the same place had it not been for Hulk Hogan. So, Hulk Hogan would have been the last person I expected to pass away during this year. And, it's unfortunate that you don't really know when it's your time to go. But, he's done a lot more good than bad, man. A lot more good than bad. And I think he's one of the reasons I even started watching wrestling. Or I enjoy wrestling. Seeing him pick up Andre the Giant. Seeing him wrestle The Rock. Seeing him out with Stone Cold. And I even think he wrestled Iron Sheik as well. Rest in peace to Iron Sheik. He definitely has paved the way for many wrestlers too. But Hulk Hogan, I remember his slogan says, "What you gonna do when the Hulkamaniac runs wild on you? Say your prayers and eat your vitamins." And then I remember The Rock quoting him saying his 24-inch pythons. I wish I could really play these videos. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but these were some funny moments, that he said throughout wrestling, man. Hulk Hogan, his new match, like I seen his 2011 matches. I think it was for Bound for Glory. And even though that was a bad match, looked like he was having a rough one in that match. Going back to his old times, he has really nothing to prove when it comes to his influence. He's already done it. There was no need for him to wrestle again. He was already loved enough as it is. He didn't have to do that. I see a lot of wrestlers unfortunately do that. It sort of tarnishes their legacy. When they come back to wrestle, it's like, if you can retire. Enjoy yourself, rest yourself. You already done what you needed to do to make a great impact on his business, so there's no need to come back and wrestle. But I definitely appreciate the fact that he still graced the wrestling industry with his appearances. But I'm going to keep it short here. I don't want to go long. Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. I did hear there was some controversies around him and all of that. But I'm not going to get into all of that. You're going to see documentaries and all of this stuff coming out about Hulk Hogan, this and that, so they could capitalize off his death. But yeah, I'll keep it at that. If anybody watches this video, I am posting this on Sauce God, and I haven't posted on this channel in about 2 years. So I definitely appreciate anybody who clicks this video and takes the time out of the day to listen and get the insight about the legends passing, Hulk Hogan himself. If you're a wrestling fan like me, then it's definitely hits another level, because you would never think somebody, like Hulk Hogan would be the person to pass away the next day or something like that. So prayers out to his family. And if you're in sub to my other channels, it's RY Saucy Post Squad and RY Saucy 2. Thank you guys for listening and watching.